There is new evidence this morning that members of groups that attacked the U.S. Capitol on January 6th coordinated with one another. The paramilitary group, the Oath Keepers, and a similar group, the Proud Boys, were in contact with one another in December to plan for potentially violent action in Washington that day. According to a Justice Department memo opposing the pretrial release of Kelly Meggs of Florida, a man accused of being leader of the Oath Keepers and one of the 10 members to play a leading role in the Capitol assault. On December 19th, the court filing said Meggs posted a message on Facebook saying, "This week, I organized an alliance between Oath Keepers, Florida 3%ers, and Proud Boys. We have decided to work together and shut this down." You know what, down. 3 days later, he posted, quote, "Contact with PB, and they always have a big group force multiplier." Between December 12th and January 4th, prosecutors said Meggs organized and participated in approximately 10 online discussions that were affiliated with the Oath Keepers. He led and planned the group's activities and paid for 2 hotel rooms in Washington, the court filing said. The documents does not allege that the group formulated a plan to attack the Capitol before arriving in Washington. So, Joe, we have, the government moving forward, but still this massive set of questions around the Capitol attacks. I mean, there are way smaller things that happen across the country that are investigated and that are seen out. Right. For the public and the world to see, and justice served far quicker than anything that has happened with this incredible assault on our democracy.
Well, it seems, Richard, that the federal prosecutors are really trying to make sure they have everything lined up, especially for those that they want to charge with the conspiracy to commit sedition. You listen to that reporting, and it certainly seems like you are ticking down the requirements of the federal statute for sedition and possibly a conspiracy between these groups.
That's exactly right. When I was listening to Mika, Joe, the word conspiracy was what came to mind. This was not simply spontaneous on January 5th or 6th. And it also shows that we've got a network here. I'm not saying you have multiple organizations and individuals who are communicating with one another regularly. Well, this is a network, and it was essentially maybe activated around January 6th, but the infrastructure, the loyalty, the inclination was all there beforehand. And that's really worrying because we don't know yet how extensive it is and to what extent, for example, arresting these people essentially decapitates it, or whether there's a lot of other people out there, which I assume is the case, who are prepared to take their place.
Well, and here you go. Trump supporters who answered the call to come to the Capitol on January 6th also answered the former president's call for donations to fund his legal challenges to election results in surprisingly high numbers. An NBC News analysis of campaign finance filings found that in the 5 weeks after the election, those charged in the Capitol riot increased their political donations by about 75% compared to the 5 weeks leading up to the election. Many had made very few or no donations at all in previous years, but they began escalating their numbers of contributions as Trump was trying to overturn Joe Biden's victory. Among the first 311 people who faced federal charges after the January 6th riot, about 90 have histories of making political contributions. And the overwhelming majority of them were made to Trump or his aligned groups and within the past year. The donations shed light on the effectiveness of Trump's post-election messaging, which, according to NBC News, has netted him hundreds of millions of dollars in contributions, many from small dollar donations, like those accused of storming the Capitol.
Well, Jonathan, you can't help but hear about this and go back to that discussion, that shouting discussion that Kevin McCarthy had with Donald Trump when Donald Trump was insisting that those rioters on Capitol Hill, those terrorists, were not his supporters but somebody else. And Kevin McCarthy reportedly screamed back at the president, swore at the president, and then said, "I'm here. Who do you think blankety blank I am?" Well, again, this is almost laughable that we now are seeing that the FBI is tracing these donations back to the people that they're arresting, proving once again that these were not only Donald Trump supporters, these were not only terrorists who were working to commit sedition against the United States of America in the name of Donald Trump, but they were some of his most fierce supporters. Hey, thanks so much for watching our YouTube channel. You can follow up on today's top stories and breaking news, or catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.